blood is the psyche, the muscles are the psyche, the fat tissue is part of the psyche. This is the really brilliance of yoga and Ayurveda, to understand the body and the mind as this one kind of electromagnetic organism. So fire in all its forms. It's my digestive system, the warmth of the blood that's moving through my body. Therefore, my heart muscle is fire organ. The liver is fire, the blood is fire, the skin is fire. Yeah? And also you have the fire of the mind and the fire of the intellect and the fire of intelligence. Fire gives me discernment. Fire allows me to see clearly or not. If the fire is dull and dampened, I can't see very clearly. But that's very easy to happen in the mud of, the difficult times of life, especially. So the whole thing with like radiance, radiance is from the yogic perspective, the most desirable expression of fire element. And what our bodies and minds are simple: earth, water, fire, air, akasha, space. Earth, water, fire, air moving through channels of space. You have the channels of your circulatory system. You have the channel that starts at the mouth. You take the food in and ends at the rectum. They call that the Mahavahashrota in Ayurveda, the great channel. And it's the outer channel. Because you take something in through, I'm going to eat take a bite of an apple like this time of year. Fantastic. And then some of that apple will get will come into the inner channels, will get assimilated into the organism in a more substantive way, and then the waste will come out. So from the digestive channel, even though it's going inside our body, it's called the outer channel, because it's not yet the inside of the organism. Because then once something enters into the inner channels inside of the organism, now it's mixed with my sense of identity, my sense of what I am. Yeah, you literally are what you eat, and our tissue layers of the body give rise to the psyche even. That's why if my blood sugar is dropping, and then the whole world is falling apart, and everything couldn't be worse. And then I just had lunch, and then everything was just fine. And so simple things like that. The blood is the psyche, the muscles are the psyche, the fat tissue is part of the psyche. This is the really brilliance of yoga and Ayurveda, to understand the body and the mind as this one kind of electromagnetic organism. And they describe it very simply. Anyone can understand, really. Earth, water, fire, air, space. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. That air element that's moving through channel of space. Inhale. From the context of the body, the breath, air element. The air element is anything that moves, anything that gives mobility to life is air element. It's not just literally the air. Yeah, it's a poetic science, really. And then you have earth, and earth is what you can feel. It's what gives you a sense of structure, your sense of what you are. You feel like this is my body. That's how we say it's my body. We don't talk about it like impersonally, like it's the body. We don't say the body I'm traveling in, even though maybe that's at the end of the day or end of the life more accurate. But no, for now, this is my body, my eyes, my hair, etc. This is what we mean by identity. Something is becoming me. Yeah. And so that which I allow into my domain and take on as a belief or a philosophy, it's becoming kind of part of me. What do I stand for? What am I all about? Yeah, these are the tattvas, the elements. Water, you take saliva in your mouth. Water, from the context of the body. Anything that provides fluidity to life is water element, soft, fluid. So it's the mucous membranes that coat the tissues, that keep everything soft, that protect it from the fire, Agni, the hydrochloric acid, the digestive enzymes, that otherwise would burn into the inner tissues of the body, and it would be like, ouch, it hurts. So you have to have water, to feel smooth enough in life, to feel flowing enough in life. Yeah, earth, water, air, space. Space you can get inside of most easily through listening, because the tattva of akasha, space, comes via sound, where earth is fragrance, water is taste, fire is vision, I can see, photons of light, fire, air is touch, tactile perception, like the breeze against my skin. And then Akasha is sound. Space element. Ether, they say. Somehow, it's like we can be here in Nevada City, California, and you are wherever you are, and pretty much in real time we're hanging out together, listening to the same song. We're going to put our breath and rhythm together, and it's a lot of fun. And so these types of practices are helpful to do together, actually. And also, though, it's also equally, in my opinion, important for those who get, semi-serious about the practice, meaning there's some level of consistency involved. Doesn't mean serious, like we're uptight about it, but there's some level of consistency involved. Then doing the practice all by oneself is also, I feel, equally important. Sometimes you just need you and the whole universe and nothing else. And to develop ourselves in that private space. But to do it together is powerful and fun, and definitely seems to have the effect of expanding the effects, of amplifying the effects. Like full moon, you have the sun changing the signs, and then you have Saturn that has been going in retrograde all through the last several months, is now, at the moment the moon is becoming full. It's kind of, unique and rare that these three things significant like this in that astrology would all then kind of happen at the same moment. So this is a strong moment, and when Saturn is strong in this way, it can be difficult. A little more, it just brings the challenge to life, makes things a little more edgy, because Saturn is all about difficult. Saturn wants things to be difficult. Saturn thinks things are better when they're difficult, because we will learn something, That's the attitude of Saturn. Maybe like an old man with like a stick that is very wise and just pop you in the foot if you get, like a really great calculus teacher, but ruthless, and not fun to hang out with. So anyways, that's the energy of the moment. And what we're going to be doing tonight, though, is focusing on what's really the most important. If you could, you can't have a most important, but if you could have a most important element, the most important of the 5 elements is fire. So on one side you have earth and water, on the other side you have air and ether, in the center you have fire. And that's what we are, that's what our bodies are. They're metabolic organisms. You have anabolism, the growth of tissue. You have catabolism, the deterioration, the wearing away of tissue. And those two things, earth and water, is anabolic energy. Air and ether is catabolic energy, and the balance of anabolism and catabolism creates my metabolism. And so people that are born with lots of earth and water tend to have slower metabolisms. People born with lots of air and space, body type, naturally, vata, very quick metabolism. In the center you have fire. And fire is, on one hand, when it's out of balance and out of control and has lost its container, is the most destructive of all the elements, definitely. Anger, envy, jealousy. When it goes off in a very difficult, very dangerous type of a way, when it really goes off. And yet we must have it. We have fire, and we have to have healthy expression for fire. And so, fire, when it's expressed in its more subtle form, though, is also kind of the best thing. This is our radiance. This is our wisdom. This is the kind of the clarity that we need in order to live our lives happily, to know what our life is all about, to feel our sense of purpose, and to have the courage to live it. So radiant body is about courage. It's not about courage. It kind of brings the experience of it, gives us courage. But there's no experience of radiance that starts out first. It's always, if I'm going to have some radiance, it's me experiencing my own radiance within my own mind and body. And me experiencing that independent of all the other things going on in my life. If I got a relationship, if I don't, if I have money, if I don't. It's not a radiance that's dependent. It's not something that's being stimulated from the outside. But I can trust, if I'm feeling radiant myself, that's going to definitely go into my outer world as well. And that's the beauty of this art and this science. It is the art and science of kind of generating radiance, human radiance. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Best easy way to stay in touch with us. Hit the subscribe button here. You'll see our videos when they come up. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. It'll help more people see it, help the channel grow. I appreciate you watching.